Long before there was light, the world lay in endless, boundless darkness. Creatures moved through a realm devoid of sight, feeling their way through a world only understood by touch, scent, and sound. There was no dawn, no dusk, only the steady beat of hearts and the quiet rustling of unseen wings and paws in the dark. In the vast sky above, the goddess Lumi looked down upon this world. She was a being of pure radiance, a creature of light unlike any her creation had known. She watched her creatures with pride, marveling at how they adapted to the dark, how they communicated, and how they forged bonds despite the separation that darkness created. Yet as the ages passed, Lumi felt a growing sadness in her heart. She longed for her creatures to experience the beauty she saw, to connect in ways they couldn't imagine. Her desire was for them to look upon one another and see the wonder as she did. After much thought, Lumi decided to give her creatures a gift: light. She would create a world in which they could see, a world where colors, shapes, and distances would be revealed. But Lumi knew that a single, constant light would be too much. It would overwhelm them, leaving them no rest, no way to balance the light with the peace of the dark they had known. And so, she chose to create 3 forms of light, each with a unique purpose, each playing a different role in the creatures' lives. Lumi's first creation was the sun, a blazing sphere of golden light that would bring clarity and warmth. With careful hands, she shaped it, pouring her own energy into its core. When it was ready, she lifted it high above, and its rays touched the world below. For the first time, darkness was broken by light. The creatures awoke to a sensation they had never known. The sun's brilliance flooded their surroundings, revealing colors and shapes that had once been hidden. At first they squinted, shielding their eyes, struggling to adjust to the new intensity that bathed the land. But gradually, as their eyes adapted, they began to see the world in a way they had only imagined in dreams. Greens, browns, blues, colors they had no names for, surrounded them. Trees, rivers, mountains, and fields stretched out into breathtaking detail. For the first time, the creatures saw one another. They marveled at the varied colors and textures of their fur, scales, feathers, and skin. They laughed in delight at each other's forms, exploring the shapes of wings, paws, tails, and fins that were now visible. The sun revealed their difference and their unique beauty, helping them recognize each other in ways they had never known. They were no longer just sounds or touches in the dark. They were friends, companions, each with a face and form as unique as their voice. As the days wore on, the creatures discovered the wonders of their world. The rivers that sparkled under the sun's light, the trees, their thick branches and leaves, the open fields filled with flowers they could now see. They explored eagerly, savoring every new discovery. Yet as evening approached, the creatures began to feel weary. The sun's brightness was overwhelming, and they found themselves seeking the cool shade of trees and caves. Its light was beautiful but unending. It left them no rest. They murmured to each other, wondering if there could be a gentler light, one that would give them peace after the sun's intensity. Sensing their fatigue, Lumi called the sun back to her celestial realm. As the day ended, shadows lengthened, and the world grew dim once more. The creatures watched in awe as the sun descended, grateful but also ready for something softer to guide them through the night. That night, Lumi brought forth her second creation, the moon. Unlike the sun's fiery brilliance, the moon was cool and gentle, a calming light that would rise to watch over the world while the sun rested. With careful hands, Lumi crafted the second orb, filling it with soft, silvery light meant to soothe rather than overwhelm. When the sky darkened completely, she lifted it high, where it cast its gentle glow over the land. As the moon rose, the creatures felt an immediate sense of peace. Its light was different from the sun's. It was a cool, tranquil presence that filled the world with a soft radiance. Under the moon's glow, colors faded to muted tones, and the world seemed quieter, more mysterious. The creatures moved slowly and thoughtfully, savoring the calmness of the night. Those who had found the sun's brightness too intense now flourished under the moon's softer light. They ventured out, wandering and playing, basking in the moon's silvery touch. Its presence brought a sense of togetherness, as they gathered in groups, sharing stories and reflecting on the beauty they had seen in the daylight. The moon allowed them to rest, to dream, to find quiet contemplation as the night unfolded around them. They marveled at the way the light painted shadows, casting shapes that invited wonder and imagination. The cool glow was a reminder that not all light needed to be bright and intense to be beautiful. In the moon's light, they found a new kind of beauty, one that invited peace rather than excitement. But as the creatures gazed up, they saw spaces of darkness beyond the moon's reach, where mysteries lingered in the shadows. Their hearts whispered a desire for yet another light, one that could touch the darkest parts of the sky, tiny, yet ever present. Hearing this, Lumi smiled, for she had already prepared her third and final gift. Lumi's final creation was subtle yet grand, the stars. She reached beyond the moon's glow and placed countless tiny lights across the vast night sky, each a point of illumination. Unlike the sun and moon, the stars will be small and distant, each contributing a faint, steady glow to the darkness. But together, they will create a brilliant tapestry that filled the heavens. When the creatures looked up and saw the stars, their hearts swelled with awe. Unlike the sun's bold light or the moon's serene glow, the stars were scattered across the sky, each a gentle pinprick of light against the deep black. They didn't reveal shapes or colors, but their collective presence filled the night with a quiet beauty that made the creatures feel small, yet connected to something vast and eternal. The stars became symbols of hope, of dreams, of possibilities yet unseen. Under their light, the creatures were inspired to look beyond the world, to wonder about the realms that lay far beyond their sight. Some creatures created stories about the stars, weaving tales of distant lands and hidden worlds. The stars filled them with a longing for exploration, a desire to reach beyond their own lives. And though each star was small, the creatures realized that together they created a beauty as magnificent as the sun or the moon. The stars taught them that even the smallest light could have meaning, that each tiny glow contributed to the vast beauty of the world. In time, the creatures came to understand Lumi's intentions. The sun, bold and bright, revealed the world in all its glory, showing them the beauty of life. The moon, soft and calm, brought peace and a space for rest and reflection. And the stars, tiny yet countless, inspired them with wonder and filled the darkness with a comforting glow. Together, the three forms of light created a perfect balance. The creatures learned that each light had its own purpose, that their differences were not flaws but strengths. They realized that, like the sun, moon, and stars, they too were unique, but together brought harmony to their world. And so, as they lived under Lumi's lights, they celebrated the beauty of unity through diversity. The creatures grew in peace, connected by the understanding that just like the lights above, they could brighten each other's lives in their own unique ways. In this harmony, they discovered that true unity lay in embracing their differences, shining together to make the world whole.